Well, look what we're going to talk about today. Dean with I Buy Cool Stuff got the crazy hair going this morning. Uh, Picked up a week ago at the flea market a 740 Remington, and I got my 742 that I got from my dad. It was my dad's gun, and I got it from him years and years ago. And we're going to talk about 740 and 742s. So this is my 742 Remington. I believe my dad bought it brand new, I believe in 68 or 9. And he was just a steel worker, didn't have a lot of money, but that was his baby. This one here I bought at the flea market. This is a 740 Remington. I am not certain what the differences are in these guns. I do not see anything significantly different. That one's a 740. I believe the differences are all internal. And that's a 742. Both are in 30-06. Not sure if we've got a date code there. What year this was made. See if he's got codes up here on this one. If you know what the code is for the years these were made, let me know in the comments. So, anyhow, I've killed probably 20 plus deer with this gun. It was my dad's. I got it from him. He had a small Redfield, I think it was called a Cub scope on it, which I still have. I put it on another rifle. But I did not care. He had Weaver flip type mounts, so you could take and flip the scope over. I don't remember if it was this way or that way. I think it was this way. And shoot. But it was still a better system than this. So I wanted to shoot more accurately, more consistently, and I picked up these nice Redfield mounts, base and rings, and put a Redfield 3x9. This is the TV window type scope. Oh, is she dusty? Been sitting in the cabinet since deer season. What I do not understand is everybody, if I see 20 of these rifles at a gun show, 18 of them will have these see-through mounts. Oh, they're terrible. If you have a 740, a 742, a 760, a 7400, get you a solid set of mounts. These aluminum mounts, what do they make pop cans out of? Aluminum. All right. Steel mounts are better. The Weaver bases with the Weaver mounts are okay. These do not hold zero. These aluminum mounts, they're just, and I'm not complaining about the scope. The scope, let's get reasonable, people. You're shooting 100 yards with most of these rifles. Most of these guns are Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin area type rifles. They've sold millions of these, and you're shooting 100 yards. You're not shooting a great distance. If you've got one of these and you wonder why you miss, you wonder why you put the gun up last year and the gun is not hitting zero this year when you pull it out, get you a set of good steel mounts. All right. If you can find a set of these Redfields, I like them. These are made out of pop cans. These are aluminum. They're squishy. I mean, you may not feel the squish in them, but trust me, these see-through mounts are soft inaccurate, and just terrible. And they raised the scope up so high off of the, which is what the idea was. I mean, if you're going to use a scope, use a scope. If you're going to use hard sights, and there's nothing wrong at all with 742 or 740. There's a difference. Look at the difference in that sight. There's a big difference. Wow. I did not realize that there was that big of a difference. Okay. That's a big difference in the 740 and the 742. That is a huge difference. So that just fascinates me. I had not noticed that because I had not looked at the sights. Is the front sight different? It's a little different, yeah. The sight itself looks the same, but the sight ramp is different. So anyhow, well, we found a difference between the 740 and the 742. So get rid of these see-through aluminum mounts. I really don't care for them. What brand are these ones? Yeah, that's the brand name ones. Holden. And like I said, aluminum shrinks and contracts and expands, and you want to shoot more consistent, get a better set of mounts. These are not for shooting consistently. These here, I accidentally walking to the woods about 4 or 5 years ago, tripped over a stump and dropped my rifle, and it was covered with mud and hit the ground very, very hard, and never had to re-zero that gun. It held zero after being dropped from 4 feet up in the air, 5 feet, whatever. And my brother had an issue with his mounts, and he went to a better set of mounts, and he is much more happier. But I'm just fascinated with how many of these guns have these cheap amounts, and everybody complains about these guns not being terrific guns, but they were not. They were working man's guns, and they thought at the time that these here were a great idea, and they're just not. So get you a good set of mounts. I think your accuracy will improve. I think you'll be more happy with the gun overall. And some of these set up so high. Look at the height difference between that scope and this scope. And that puts it a lot closer to your forehead. My brother-in-law's had a cheap scope with such short eye relief, and it was mounted so high that you couldn't hold your cheek on the buttstock and fire the gun with any consistency, and it actually cracked me above the eye twice shooting it. So anyhow, like I said, you can improve these old girls. They're great guns. They like lubrication. Don't shoot heavy 200, 220 grain bullets out of them. You're shooting a deer at 100, 120, 150 yards is a long ways. Shoot 150, 180 grain bullets. Don't shoot heavy bullets and beat the gun up, and they will last a long, long, long time. So anyhow, like I always say, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the algorithm. And God bless you, and God bless America.